Hey folks, welcome back to another HP Gaming GameLINK video. Today we are going to be exploring our superpowers and tapping into all things chaos as we unbox the Scarlet Witch Hero Pack for Marvel Champions. Hey folks, welcome back. For those of you who don't know me by now, and you should, my name is Matt, and as I said at the outset, we are going to be delving into a bit of chaos. Not K-I-Titian, we're not Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park. I'm talking about opening up the Scarlet Witch Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game LCG extraordinaire. Now, Scarlet Witch is one of the last packs in the cycle that was meant to come out last year, and everything else has all been a bit crazy with COVID. But Scarlet Witch is a part of a team-up pack with Quicksilver, which you would have seen on the channel previously. If you haven't, go check it out. But this pack here deals with all sorts of chaos magic and, of course, Wanda Maximoff, star of the new WandaVision series, which is streaming on Disney+. Let's get into the table, have a look, and we'll show you what it's all about. But before we do that, I am going to just, if I can open up the pack. We've got the cards and things as well, doing things a bit differently today, only because the actual, let's just get this sorted here. I just want to show you the actual poster before we get down to, just because it's so damn cool. There she is, in all her stunning glory. And she's dealing with the justice aspect as well, it looks like, according to this. But let's get down to the table, have a look at the cards, and show you what she's all about. All right, so there is the pack for Scarlet Witch, which I've already emptied out as such. I'll put that to the side there, just because we're not going to get much glare on it. There we go. And there is the big poster for herself. Look at her, she means business. Crazy chaos magics after all sorts of genetic experimentation on her and her brother Pietro, aka Quicksilver. And there's the information there for the pack. And you can see here justice. Lots of ways to mix and match the deck and cards. But this here is what we're all here for. So let's get into the pack and show you what it's all about. Now we've had been inundated with a few requests for some more Marvel Champions content, and it is on the way. Plastic, of course, goes on the floor, but let's get into the cards and we'll show you what they are all about. So there she is, Scarlet Witch. She has 2 thwart, 1 attack, 2 defense, chaos control. Now this bit I like. She can actually counter the boost cards on an encounter card from the encounter deck when you're revealing for an attack activation or a scheme activation. And she can instead discard that and count the number of boost icons on a new card, which is awesome. And there she is, Wanda Maximoff, just trying to chill out and do her thing, minding her own business. Then she gets genetically experimented on and turned into Scarlet Witch, which ends up working in our favor because we love the hero. As you can see, hit points 10, hand size 6. When she's Scarlet Witch, hand size is 5. Superpowered siblings, discard 2 cards from your hand, draw 2 cards or 3 if Pietro is in play, limit once per round. So it's worth playing with Quicksilver. That's the way these guys have been designed, which is awesome. There he is. And speaking of which, Quicksilver, there you go. It costs you 4. Action ready Quicksilver, limit once per phase, not once per round, once per phase, which is awesome. He can do a serious amount of damage. Here he does 2 attack off the bat, which is great. Chaos magic. Yeah, serious business. Play a card from your hand, ignoring the resource cost. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to that card's printed resource cost. So in other words, you use cards from the deck to play this one as you would normally, but you just don't know exactly how much it's going to play depending on the card that you play. So the resource cost is discarded from your deck rather than played from your hand. Hexbolt. Discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. For each card discarded this way that has boost icons equal to 0, deal 2 damage to an enemy. 1, remove 2 threat from a scheme. 2, draw a card. Or 3 or more, place a status card on a character. That is some powerful stuff, and it only costs 2. Risk versus reward. And there's obviously quite a few of those in there. The Molecular Decay. Deal 5 damage to an enemy and discard the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Oh my gosh, deal additional damage. Serious business there. Then you can warp reality. This is a superpower. When an encounter card is revealed, cancel all of its effects and discard it. Discard cards from the top of the encounter deck equal to the number of boost icons on that card. Agatha Harkness. Exhaust Harkness. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 to your hand. Place the others on the bottom in any order. Take any amount of damage, discard the shield, prevent 3 damage. So she's got all sorts of magic abilities to stop damage getting through, which is awesome. And then you've got the crest. When boost icons are counted, exhaust Scarlet Witch's crest. Increase or decrease the number by 1 for this count. Cool, so that gets you to change things up a little bit. Then you've got speed coming into play. Hey, geriatrics, let's get a move on. The Avengers need us. And then you've got Wiccan, who means some serious business. Crisis averted, remove 6 threat from the main scheme. Ouch. And that ignores crisis icons if they're in play as well, which is awesome. Multitasking, remove 2 threat from a scheme. If you pay for this card using a science resource, remove 2 threat from a different scheme as well. Wow. A good way of eliminating all different schemes and things if you're playing against in a scenario where there's going to be a lot available or a lot in play, i.e. Wrecking Crew, for example. The villain schemes, deal 4 damage to the villain. There you go, turn the tide. After your hero thwarts and removes all threat from a scheme, deal 3 damage to an enemy. And it's a 0 cost event, bang. The Power of Justice, doubles the cost playing for a yellow resource, a yellow justice card. Hero gets +1 thwart. Order and Chaos, this is a team up. When a treachery card is revealed from the encounter deck, cancel its when revealed effect and then deal 2 damage to the villain. Boom, Spiritual Meditation. Play only if your character has or identity has the Mystic trait. Draw 2 cards, choose and discard 1 from your hand. So this would also be something you could put into the obviously the Doctor Strange deck, hence the picture of Doctor Strange on the card. Energy as standard, which we know and love, and then the obligation, Slipping Sanity. Discard the top 5 cards of the encounter deck. For each star icon in the boost area discarded, place 1 threat on the main scheme and then discard this obligation. That's an interesting one. Could cause a bit of, oh, and there's 2 copies of it. Wow, 2 copies go into the deck. That's a bit harsh. And then you've got the Nemesis deck, next evolution. Increase the number of boost icons on each encounter card by 1, which could cause all sorts of trouble. And there's Luminous. After Luminous activates against you, discard the top card of the encounter deck. If 2 or more boost icons were discarded this way, deal yourself an extra encounter card. And then you've got Magical Suspension. Each card you play costs 1 additional resource. Ouch. You have to exhaust your hero to get rid of that card. Search the encounter deck and discard powerful Luminous and put her into play, engage with you. It's Treachery. And then, of course, we've got the extra cards that you can use for deck building. There's Browbeat. Play only if your identity has the Avenger trait. Deal 2 damage to the villain. Deal X additional damage where X is equal to the villain's stage number. That's quite handy. Last Stand. When an ally gets you control attacks, it gets +3 attack for that attack. Discard that ally afterwards. Bait and Switch. Green Goblin, Spidey having a bit of a fisticuffs there. The villain attacks you, remove 4 threat from the main scheme as a result. That's a good way to change things up. And then you've got Recuperation, heal damage from your alter ego equal to your wreck, but it only is an equal alter ego action, so you can't do that in hero form. And that's the cards that are in there in the pack. There is quite a few. It's interesting to see that you've got a couple of, there's no Justice cards. Obviously, all the Justice cards are in the main pack. But some of these would be quite interesting to see. I mean, this would be interesting if it was a leadership Captain America deck with a lot of Avengers. That would be quite good. Be interesting to see how they go in deck building across the board. But that gives us the rundown of the Scarlet Witch Hero Pack. Let's come out and we'll talk about some final thoughts. And there it is. That is the contents of the Scarlet Witch Hero Pack for Marvel Champions, the card game. Have you got yourself a copy? If not, hit us up on the website, www.hpgaming.com.au, to snag yours before they are all gone. At the moment, with stock taking forever to get out of distribution, or rather customs, I should say, it's very important to make sure you secure your copies in advance. We are looking at developing a subscription service for this one, Arkham Horror, a few other bits and pieces as well. So by all means, if that's something you're interested in, I should say, please hit us up at orders@hpgaming.com.au, and we will endeavour to make that available for you. The other option, folks, or the other, the exciting thing of me, I always get a bit tongue-tied when I do the Marvel Hero Packs, only because I love the game. It's fantastic. Excited to see how Scarlet Witch goes with Quicksilver and playing either two-handed or having Charlotte have one and I have the other. For those of you who have been watching the series, we actually had a game where we played, we didn't do a video for it at the time, we were just sort of experimenting and playing them out. We played as Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we did really, really, really well, but there was just a few quick, bad, unlucky card draws that finished us off. But that is a great team-up combination as well. So I'd love to see a 4-player game using Ant-Man and Wasp and Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I think that would bring a lot of craziness to the table, particularly with her, Scarlet Witch in particular, her counting, her boost counter, counting or adding up ability, and how that works, particularly with Hexbolt. That's amazing. That's a great card, but if it's not played at the right time, it could be totally backfire. Would you like to see more Marvel Champions content? Please let us know in the comment below. What do you think of the pack? What do you think of the different cards that are in the pack? What cards are you looking to get into your decks, and which hero or aspect will you think would be best suited for Scarlet Witch? She's built with a Justice deck. It'd be interesting to see what happens when she loses her mind a little bit and slips more into the aggression side of things. That could be interesting as well. I don't know how she'd go being a protector, although it depends on the rest of the players that are in the game. If you've got a deck or a hero that is built heavily towards smacking down on the villain, and she can come across and help accommodate and thwart schemes, that might be a nice team up as well. So whereas Quicksilver is able to constantly do those 1 or 2 points of damage repeatedly throughout the course of a turn, she can be doing extra damage when she thwarts and finishes off schemes. So that is probably one of the aspects that I'm most looking forward to when I play them double-handed or together. I'm excited to see how this one plays. As always, if you have any comments, obviously put them in the comments below. And as always, thank you very much to our Patreon subscribers. We really appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much for everything you allow us to do. And if you want to join our gamer army and get in touch with us and see videos before they're released for general public consumption, you can jump on the address that is on your screen, www.patreon.com/hpgamingau, and get all sorts of goodies, including free express shipping upgrades on all of your orders store-wide. Other than that, folks, if you have any other questions, let us know. Otherwise, I am going to pack this away and get ready for some Marvel Champions action myself later on this afternoon. And until then, get back to the table, play more games. We will see you very soon. Stay safe. Until then, though, it is bye for now.